Well, everybody has this notion like a defensive fighter isn't exciting. That's a narrative that's been portrayed because of what you see today. That's why people think that. Oh, another defensive fighter. Roy Jones was defensive. Was he exciting? He was knocking people out. James Toney was defensive. Winky Wright had a high guard. What we called it, it was like an impenetrable high guard he had. And he had a high work rate, right? Roberto Duran was very defensively sound, bro. You could hate Teo all you want. I know a lot of people don't like Teo. This is the truth. Even when this man lost and was damn near dying, he almost beat Kambosos, bro. He dropped him in like the 10th round and almost finished him. People tried to get on Teo for going backwards when he fought Claggett, right? Because Teo's usually going forward. But look at the difference. The first time the man is going like this the whole fight, he throws his highest output ever. Explain that. Because he pushes himself. I know people think that I'm picking on certain fighters. I'm not. I love defensive fighters. The traditional defensive fighters that I'm used to. They were good at defense, but they knew they needed to mount an offense to win the fight. Some of them were even knocking other guys out. Not every defensive fighter is a light puncher, bro. That's another narrative. All defensive fighters are pillow fisted. No, that's something portrayed by today's standards. It just so happens today, a lot of these guys are trying to be like Floyd. You can't, brother. A lot of these guys literally try to be this man stylistically. You can see it in the way they fight, but they can't do what he did. So therefore they come off very boring. But the defensive fighters I know of, look, man, y'all know who my favorite fighter of all time is? Who is it? Y'all already know. If you've been watching me, who's my favorite fighter of all time? If I was ever gonna be a fanboy for somebody, who would it be? Do y'all know? You should know, bro. Y'all should know. It should be like this. I'm just waiting to see if somebody actually knows it. Nah, stop it, Tycho. You better not, bro. I'm about to erase that shit, bro. You lucky I ain't put you in timeout, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. It's Tito Trinidad, bro. I wouldn't be watching boxing if it wasn't for Tito Trinidad. Literally, I hated boxing. I thought it was boring. I thought it was stupid. Mind you, I'm a kid at the time. But my father, I wasn't rich, bro. I had a TV in my room, but it didn't have cable. The cable was in the living room. So on the weekends, my dad worked a lot, right? He was the main provider. So when this motherfucker takes the TV, bro, hey, what you gonna do? I can't tell my father, nah, dad, I was watching. No, I gotta watch what he watches, right? It was always boxing. And I was just a kid. He literally sat me down about Trinidad. It was crazy. He said, son, you see that man right there? And I'm like, yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, who, that bony looking? And my father's like, that's a dangerous man right there. And I'm like, dad, he don't even got muscles. He's like, it ain't about his muscles. It's the way. Watch when he throws that left hook. He's gonna whip it. And I forgot who he was fighting. He's like, just sit here. And he got dropped in the second round. Like always, Tito got dropped. And when he got dropped, I've never seen him fight before. So I'm like, Dad, he's gonna lose. My father's like, no, he's not. He said, no, he's not. He's been dropped before. And then he got up and he beat that dude bad, bro. And he beat that dude bad. I forgot who it was. The dude was undefeated too. And I was like, damn. And I started watching boxing. And going back to what I was saying, Winky Wright embarrassed Tito Trinidad. In my opinion, he had a high guard, hard to get through. Tito was trying to left hook through that. He always depended a lot on his left hook. He was a good body puncher too. He had a good straight right, but it was his left hook that was knocking people out. Tito in his mind was like, I'm going to left hook through that. I'll get him. That was his game plan. The whole I'll get him, because it always worked for him before. He couldn't get through that high guard, and Winky had a high output, very defensive, but a high output, and he just outpointed Tito, but he beat him. He wasn't running. He wasn't being evasive the whole 12 rounds. Roy Jones had sat there sometimes with his hands down like this, moving around, being defensive, and then would jump out of nowhere like a cat and clip somebody and knock them right out. Defensive fighter. James Toney had one of the best Philly shells that I've ever seen. Had great offense. Bernard Hopkins had good defense. Roberto Duran probably, come on, need I say less? Now, today, when we think of defensive fighters, the average fan is going to be like, it's another defensive fighter. It's like they have a narrative like these guys, when you say defensive fighters, it means they got no power. It means they don't want to engage. It means, and that's not true. That's why it bothers me when these guys see me say something about Devin Haney being so evasive, and these guys come in my comments, or these guys say stuff like, "What are you saying, bro? Like, you don't know shit about boxing. It's hit and not get hit. Well, you want to understand there and do rock'em sock'em." I'm looking at them like, you sound stupid, bro. You really do. This is what was happening I mean, it's literally the only thing that kept me watching this fight, bro, because I found it funny. Listen to what these guys are saying. And by the way, Jim Lampley is a very nice guy, bro. Very nice guy. He does not just go at people and start ripping people apart. Listen to what these guys are saying.
A whole 30 seconds in front of the man ain't thrown nothing. He's so worried about not getting hit. I think Devin still think Ryan in there.
Are we still watching the hangover from the Garcia nightmare a year ago?
I don't know what we're watching right now.
Still having nightmares from, the rocket left hooks that put him on the canvas. Counting the number of seconds it takes for a punch to be thrown. Maybe they're perfectly happy to let Haney do his footwork exhibition all night long and not throw punches. Maybe getting to the point of the fight now where he might need a baseball bat. We could buy him a bat or a tennis racket. If ever a fight was capable of inducing a snooze, this might be it.
I know nobody better not jump on the top rope.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, bro, to our sport. It ain't because I don't like Devin Haney. I wanted Devin Haney to win. And when people sit here and try to make it look like this is what defensive fighters do, that's not true. That's not true at all.